What's going on, my friends? Welcome to episode 22 of the Gay Game On Podcast, bringing you the hottest takes, latest stories, and spicy picks on in New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, national and international sports. Hosted by yours truly, Grassani, joined this time around by Cunningham, Alex Reich, and Chris Kern. You can listen to the podcast right now on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Also be sure to follow us on Twitter at GetAGameOn. And with all that said, it's time to get a game on.
What's good?
What's going on, Alex? What's going on, Chris? What's going on, Michael? How's everyone doing?
Doing good.
Doing right.
AB.
Michael's back from a big basketball game.
Did you get the dub?
Always get the dub, baby.
How many points you dropped?
I had like an off game tonight, 17 points.
17 points is considered an off game from Mr. Michael Cunningham. That's how you know he's a stud.
Yeah, don't be too much.
I got elbowed a little bit in the face a little bit by my man Dave. Shout out to you, Dave, for giving me a hard elbow. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Almost messed up the moneymaker.
All right. Before we get started, we have 2 bits of program information. The first one is a little bittersweet, but this is unfortunately going to be Chris's last episode for a couple months. Like, Chris, you want to take the floor to explain?
Yeah. So this is something I've done the past couple summers, but I've been working at a summer church camp here in Kansas over the summer, and so I'll be away most of the summer. Like, I'll have a couple days off, but most likely won't be able to get on the podcast in that time. So unfortunately, this will be my last episode probably until August.
So yeah, that's about 3 months without Big Money Chris. And Chris, we're happy that you're going to. I mean, this job for you sounds like a wonderful opportunity, and we just so you know, we all support you going in. But we are gonna miss you on the podcast. I've always said you are one of you are one of the key contributors to all our discussions, all our takes. So you will be missed, but we fully support you taking this opportunity, and we wish you all the best. And just so you know, once you're done, you're definitely welcome back.
Love to hear that.
Hey, Chris, I want you, as a founding member, you always brought the heat with me, man. I was always looking for you to feel your energy, man. Your energy matched mine. So I'm gonna miss our banters and ratings together. But you better be back on the show. I need my AK with me, brother.
Oh, I won't. This won't be the last episode I'm on.
Because you're still the host with us, baby. Don't forget.
Yes,
if me and Adam got to fly to Kansas and do a show with you, we'll do it.
Once a member of the Get a Game On family, always a member of the Get a Game On family, as I would like to say.
Definitely.
So, Alex, you want to say anything?
I just can't wait to get back on the college basketball talk with Chris. It's gonna be
That'll definitely be good. That'll definitely be a good talk then.
Yep.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. But once again, Chris, we wish you all Chris, we wish you all the best. But we do have one last episode with you. But before we get started, I do also have a bit of program information. Something that I'm going to be doing, and that is starting this Saturday. I will be covering a baseball team called the New Jersey Jackals. You guys ever hear of them?
Yeah.
So I will be covering the New Jersey Jackals. They're an independent league.
Jersey. Of course, Jersey Jackals.
Let me explain, Michael. So the New Jersey Jackals,
I know Jersey.
The New Jersey Jackals are an independent league baseball team. They used to play in the Can-Am League, which is a 6-team league. Now they're in a league called Frontier League, which is the largest independent league in all of independent baseball. There's a total of 16 teams. 14 teams will be competing in the 2020 season because 2 of them are for Canada, and with the whole controversy within the border, they won't be able to field teams. But I will be covering the Frontier League is also an official partner league of MLB, so this is pretty big. itself. So I'll be covering the New Jersey Jackals. I'll be their beat writer for Jersey Sporting News. So game recaps, like games, like breaking news on Twitter, like all that stuff. That's the stuff I'll be doing. So I will be still doing this podcast like alongside it. We're not sure if we're gonna try to still do 2 episodes a week, but if it does get too complicated with our schedule, I think we may end up reducing it to 1 episode a week. But for now, we're gonna try to keep it at 2 episodes a week. So things are happening. Like people on the Game podcast, we're going places. And that's definitely something to be proud of. It's definitely something to be proud of. So, but we still do have one last episode with Chris So let's all have some fun. You guys ready?
Yeah.
You know what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about some Knicks. How about that? Knicks with a big Game 2 win over the Atlanta Hawks, and I didn't really watch this game, but I did keep in tune with this game. And throughout the first half, it was basically a Knicks fans going, here we go again. The Hawks pretty much won the first half of the game. I mean, Trae Young does what Trae Young did in game 1. He keeps on feeding off the energy off the Madison Square Garden crowd, and he finished the game with 30 points. So Trae Young did what Trae Young does. But this time, the Knicks were able to pull out the W. Derrick Rose had a monster game. As for as much credit we give Tom Thibodeau, I think he showed there's no excuse for saying Derrick Rose and playing in Alpha Payne in a starting lineup. I think Tom Thibodeau learned his lesson from that.
As a bona fide Knicks fan, since the day I was born, we need Derrick Rose as a 6-man or not as a starter. Here's why. He still want to get the big minutes at the end of the game anyway. We need a closer in the second unit. So, and we have Randall and we have Barrett playing, and then we have Quickly that should be starting at the 2 guard instead of Reggie Bullock. But however, it's also good to have Quickly and Rose off the bench at him because they're hungry. Quickly was going to be an all-star in this league for years to come. And Derrick Rose is one of the greatest closers right now in the NBA. I think Tom Thibodeau saved Derrick Rose's career every time. When he was in the Bulls, he won an MVP with Tom Thibodeau, I believe, right, boys?
Yep.
And when he when he played for Minnesota with Tom Thibodeau, Derrick Rose scored 50 points, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying they're match made in heaven between Tom Thibodeau and Derrick Rose. They're perfect playing with each other. He's a great coach. Tom Thibodeau, if they had an award for most improved coach of the year, most improved coaches, it'll be Tom Thibodeau.
He's definitely going to win coach of the year, definitely.
He should win coach of the year. If he doesn't, then I think the NBA is bogus and rigged.
Here's one thing, and here's one thing. So I said some positives about things. Now I'm going to say some, unfortunately, negatives up there because I have some critiques about this Knicks win. I have some critiques. Number one, I do think that the Atlanta Hawks, I do think this is a game where, not saying the Knicks didn't win, but the Atlanta Hawks shot themselves in the foot for one reason. To call the Atlanta Hawks head coach Nate McMillan, why did he wait so long to put Trae Young back in the game in the fourth quarter? Could someone explain that to me?
Do you know when he got put back in?
I think it was at 7 or 6 minutes left in the fourth.
But it was a close game.
Earlier.
It was close.
Yeah. But by then the Knicks were up by 10. I mean, if this was the regular season, you could probably get away with it. This is the playoffs. I mean, you need to win every single game counts. You need to prioritize every single game as if there's no tomorrow. Because you know what? In the playoffs, they might not be tomorrow. You can't say, "Oh, we're just gonna take this game." No, if you say, "Oh, it's fine if we lose this game," that one loss could cost you a series.
Definitely.
So if that was their mentality, I just think that's like completely unacceptable. No team should be like no team should be coaching or managing that way in the playoffs. In the regular season, you could get away with it, but in the playoffs, you need to win. You need to like coach and manage every single game like it's your last, because you know what, it could be your last. So that's one thing. And number two, and this is another thing, this is a trend we saw from game one and it continued in game two. Julius Randle and RJ Barrett did not have great games. Let's just call it what it is. They did not have great games. Julius Randle, I believe, he was excellent defensively. I'll give Julius Randle that. He was excellent defensively, and he did like play a major part in the Knicks' victory on the defensive side as well. But on the offensive side, I'm sorry, 15 points, 5 from 16 shooting from the field. That's just not going to cut it. That's just not going to cut it. Same thing with RJ Barrett, 5 from 14 from the field, only 13 points. Those two are, I said before, if the Knicks want to win this series, both of those guys have to step up, because they're not going to, because the Knicks aren't going to be able to rely on guys like Burks and Derrick Rose to carry them all the way. They need their best players to step up. They need Julius Randle and RJ Barrett to step up.
Honestly, I think Derrick Rose is the second best player on that Knicks team.
I was about to say, I would say he's second.
I don't say
he's the guy. I don't think it's close in my opinion.
This is a fan talking.
And in a playoff series, he's the number guy.
Yeah. Derrick Rose is the second best player on that team. I'm sorry. I'm a RJ Barrett fan. He's number 3.
I'll give you RJ number 3. Yeah, Derrick Rose probably number 2. I would say Julius Randle is clearly the best player, though.
Yeah.
Overall, like in terms of experience, then yeah, I could get me making the case for Derrick Rose. I mean,
Derrick Rose should have won 6th Man of the Year, in my opinion. He got robbed.
Who won 6th Man of the Year, by the way?
Jordan Clarkson. 6th Man of the Year is not. That's an award that's less about value, and it's strictly just points per game. That's all it is, really, for the most part.
I agree.
Yeah, which I think is bogus. Derrick Rose brings energy.
Clarkson was a stud, and like, it's hard to say he's undeserving. I just feel like Rose should have, like, Rose really wasn't considered at all.
Yeah, Rose had, 16 a game? Former MVP? Come on. No MVP.
The impact he had on the Knicks was way more than Clarkson had.
Exactly. They were 19-8 when Derrick Rose played. That's incredible. Boys, let's think about it. Let's be smart and think. Derrick Rose hasn't missed the playoffs in his whole career. Only one, never missed it. Besides being injured, he missed the playoffs.
Wait, did he miss the playoffs that one? Did he miss the playoffs
one year
season with the Knicks?
Yeah. Playoffs. 1 year.
The Knicks.
They made the playoffs in 2017. They made the playoffs.
They did.
They didn't make the playoffs. The Knicks didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they have not made the playoffs in forever.
2 times. He hasn't. I
can look it up for you right now.
I feel like
yeah, you're right. That's not me. Point is, Derrick Rose makes teams great, just like Chris Paul makes teams great. Let's talk about how, also being a Knicks fan, how Derrick Rose was not in the 6th Man of the Year category, which kind of pissed me the heck off. Derrick Rose, who is a monster, like probably a top 10 point guard in the league, top 10, top 15 point guard in the league right now. Is he not?
He's up in that range, I'd say.
But if this was 10 years ago, he was like the best point guard in the league.
Definitely. And he's still really good somehow. It's all he's been through. It's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, he's
a winner.
I've always said Derrick Rose is like one of those stories where you always think about what it could have been. Like, he's still a really good player. Like, you always think about like what Steph Curry is right now. He could be right up there with Steph Curry as from among the greatest point guards of all time if he had stayed healthy, in my opinion.
Definitely. I mean, it's hard to say for sure, but
his
first couple years are insane.
Yeah. Going back to your question here, I'm looking at the playoffs. He missed the playoffs way more than he missed the playoffs in 18-19, 19-20. missed the playoffs in 16-17, 15-16.
He was in the playoffs. What are you talking about?
12-13, 13-14. Missed the playoffs a bunch of time in his career, Michael.
But he was injured. That don't count. He was injured for half those
But
games.
for injuries, I can't. But he's still like he still like
Yeah,
that's
let's
at
talk
least
about
5
it.
seasons. That's at least 4 or 5 seasons.
Your
of missing
point
the
is still
playoffs.
accurate, Michael, but he missed the playoffs a lot.
Yeah, but that don't count because I'm talking about actually played. I'm not talking about his team, like him playing in the playoffs. Point is, Derrick Rose is just a monster who is probably, if he would have stayed healthy, won at least 2 MVPs, not 4 MVPs, 3 NBA championships alone. If he would have stayed healthy,
I'm gonna be honest. When the Knicks first like brought him back, I was not a fan of the move. I thought because I had like PTSD from like when like how badly it went during his first year with the Knicks. You know, that time they actually went AWOL on the team, like all the drama. So I just got a bunch of flack sacks to then. So I it originally wasn't a fan move, but it's worked out much better this time. I think it just shows you the night and day difference between the Knicks back then, like with Phil Jackson, and Knicks right now with Tom Thibodeau. Knicks with Phil Jackson, they were a toxic dumpster fire. Like I could use so many negative actions to describe Knicks culture back then. And it really shows you how Tom Thibodeau has changed the culture like surrounding the Knicks.
Tom Thibodeau should be the general manager of the Knicks or president of operations.
I
think he's fine. I think he's fine in his coaching role,
yeah,
though.
I may be wrong, but I feel like he had that power in Minnesota, if I remember right, and it did not go well.
Yeah, so I think he's fine in his coaching role, but now going forward to games 3 and 4, I think the Knicks need to at least win one of those games.
They will win.
Definitely.
So if they win one of those games and they head back to Madison Square Garden tie 2-2, I think that's ideal.
Honestly,
right now I would be surprised if this series doesn't go at least 6 games.
I'm saying
the way it is right now. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't go at least 6 games.
I'm saying, boys, my Knicks will get the job done. They're gonna get the job done. No question. Julius Randle's going to game. He's going to look in the mirror and reflect on himself. That's what all people do. In the NBA, we know this. It's called fight or flight. NBA sports fans know this. Either you're going to step up or how you going to do it? You're going to step up and respond or not respond and bail yourself out. That's what us sports fans know. You're either going to man up or step up or step down. That's what Julius Randle has to figure out. I know it's your first playoff series. But it's your 5th or 6th year in the league. You got to step up. You want most improved player of the year. This is your time to step up. Because I'm tired of crying every year about being a Knicks fan in my closet, in my room, crying about this could be the year. This could be the year. We're going all the way, and we blew it. I'm tired. Me and my dad are tired of crying every year. You know what I mean, boys? I'm tired of crying, eating Ben and Jerry's ice cream about the Knicks. Adam, call me crazy. Call me Britney Spears. Hit me, baby, one more time. If the Knicks play like how they played any team, there could be any team in the East. Call me crazy. Taking out my drugs. I don't care. I'm saying my opinion. If the Knicks could play defense every game like that, they could make it out the East.
The Knicks are not making out of the East, Michael.
Anything is possible.
Put away whatever crack pipe you're smoking. They are not making out of the East.
Adam, anything bad? You know this, Adam, better than anybody.
You're not being the Sixers. You're not being the Bucks, and you're not being the Knicks. Get through your head.
Adam, basketball. You know this better than anybody. On one given night,
basketball is literally the sport with the least parity in all of existence. The only thing with less parity is Olympic basketball. That's it.
Adam, you could beat any team on any given night. You know this. Chris knows this. Alex knows this.
Yeah. The Brooklyn Nets don't live rent-free in Knicks fans' heads.
All right, we'll see.
The Knicks, their time will come, but it's not quite.
Your time will come, Michael, but it's not going to be in 2021.
I will say, I think the Sixers would much rather play the Hawks.
First of all,
I agree there, Chris.
Wait, we play the Sixers, right?
You would rather not get into a defensive kind of slugfest.
First of all,
Philly.
First of all, everybody knows New York is better than Philly in general. New York has better teams than Philly, better women than New York, better people, better food, better sports teams. It's just given common sense. Point is, boys, Philly can suck something.
So now we're done talking Knicks for a while. The Nets got a win. They won game 2 in a blowout. And just touch on that series for really quick. I mean, I think with the recent news that Jeff Green is gonna be out for the rest of the series. He's gonna be out for, I believe, 10 days. I think that's a big blow for the Nets. I mean, because Jeff Green he's one of those glue guys on a team. He plays great defense. He makes threes. He's one of those key contributors off the bench. So losing him for the rest of the series is definitely gonna hurt. But with just how well they play, with how they just ran the Celtics off the floor, I think that I just think it's only a matter of time. They're gonna win that series in 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, they're gonna sweep the Celtics.
I mean, the Celtics
maybe Tatum can drop 50.
The Celtics might win one of those 2 games, but it's gonna be over in 4 or 5.
Maybe
games.
Tatum goes berserk in game 3.
I think the Celtics have a fighting chance if Tatum goes off every game. And Kemba Walker
Tatum has to go 50, and then 2 of the next 6.
The text is coming out of Michael South. He's saying the Knicks are coming out of the East and the Celtics have a fighting chance against the Nets. Can you believe this? Can you believe this?
Adam,
Michael, if this is your hot take, I would ban all your hot takes on the show permanently.
This is not my hot take. I'm just saying. I'm saying any team can fight, and anytime playoffs teams can happen. Adam, he can be 8. I have seen the 8 seeds beat the 1 seed. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but
it's happening again this year.
Yeah, say it was going to happen this year. Do I think the 7th seed in the West is going to beat the 2 seed in the West? Absolutely.
Yeah,
but don't act like that's an upset, though. Don't act like that's an upset.
Don't act like that's not. You act like that's an upset when it's really.
It is an upset. The Lakers should be higher.
No.
The Lakers should have been higher this year.
That doesn't mean it's an upset.
The West until the injuries.
I know. That's why it's not an upset.
It could be an upset. Anything's possible.
No, you're agreeing with us, Michael. We're not really on the same page.
So, Chris, let me ask you a question, please. You're telling me on God's green planet that if the Suns win, who is the second seed in the West, the second best record in the NBA, is if they win, it's an upset?
Yes, I think the consensus would be that's an upset.
Hold up. Hello? Stupid ideas? Please press 1. Thank you.
I mean, Alex and Adam, I feel like you guys can be a little even. It's not a major upset, but the Lakers are favored.
Chris, it's not upset. I'm telling you. Chris Paul, who's probably the best point guard, one of the top 5 point guards ever played this game.
If the Lakers beat the Suns, it wouldn't be an upset.
It would.
If the Suns beat the Lakers, I don't think it would be an upset either, but that's not. But between the two, it would be more of an upset if the Suns beat the Lakers. When healthy, the Lakers are clearly the better team.
Also, that we can't let that outrageous comment Mike just said go without being talked about. Chris Paul is not a top 5 point guard all time.
What?
He's not. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh wow!
Son, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry.
Whoa! What? You just said Steph Curry's a top 5 point guard.
He is a top 5 point guard of all time.
Than Chris Paul.
Wait,
Curry,
would you take Chris Paul with Steph Curry? Would you take Chris Paul with Steph Curry?
Yes.
Stop it. He has to be kidding, Adam. Come back. There's no way he's not kidding.
I just said just see Adam's face.
We are heading to commercial break. Be right back.
Hey, Adam, I just said just see your face.
Right when he stood up, like he's joking with us.
I had to do it. I had to screw with him.
I guess let's just talk some basketball. Adam's gone.
So, guys, sorry about our host. He was dropped on his head at birth. He's having a little meltdown right now.
I cannot believe the words that are coming out of this man's mouth.
It was a joke. You buffoon. It was a joke.
What, Chris, you're my witness here. Was it really a joke?
Right when you stood up, we could tell he was joking. He was already gone.
I did just to screw with you, buddy.
I didn't notice until you had already gone up, but I saw the way he was lost smiling.
Michael, don't scare me like that again.
Adam, I had to get you, buddy. Adam, I love you, but Adam, I had to get you with that.
All right. Alex, talk about the 76ers. Go ahead, Alex. Save us, Alex. Go ahead.
Adam, I'm gonna do my real top 5 point guards of all time.
No. Alex, save us. Just
Magic
talk about the
Johnson,
Sixers.
Isaiah Thomas,
Okay.
Curry.
All right. Wait. Just let Michael finish. Michael, go ahead.
Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Zeke, Steph Curry, John Stockton, and Jerry West.
I can see that. So,
Yeah.
Alex, go ahead. Just go. Talk about the Sixers, all right?
Adam's face was priceless.
I'm going to start with how well Matisse Thybulle is playing on his home court, which was an unreal performance last night, where he had 5 rebounds and 4 steals in, Chris, I think it was, I forget how many minutes that was.
It was like 19, or I think it was less than 20 with his stat.
Yeah.
Let me pull up on my phone.
He's been playing unreal the past 2 games, and I just think that it's going to be hard for the Wizards to get their offensive possessions when Matisse is thriving on the defensive side, and as well as Embiid thriving to get rebounds, and I just don't see the Wizards winning 2 games against them. I think the Sixers are the better team. Actually, now looking at it, I think the Sixers, I will say this now, the Sixers will sweep the Wizards.
Well, hell no. No.
I'll say this. I like Chris. Tell me if this makes sense. I like the Wizards' chances of getting a win against the 76ers more than I like the Celtics' chances of getting a win against the Nets. Does that make sense?
They're both getting swept.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
But it's like I just think the Wizards, like, I could easily see both Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook going off for a game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
That's
I can definitely see that.
I think it's gonna be a sweep. I think 5 or 6. The boys just get lucky.
I think Sixers are winning in 5 games most. 5 games most.
Whether it's could sneak game 3 maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah. So I just think those 2 series are hanging. I think those 2 series. I mean, just I think if each of those, we don't really have to talk about those 2 series anymore. I mean, unless something drastic happens, which it won't.
I think the Sixers series against Washington is turning out to be the series between Milwaukee and Miami.
No, just stop talking. Adam, I could be unrealistic, and you call me unrealistic. Wow.
This
Yeah,
is
because you
ridiculous.
are unrealistic.
How?
You said the Knicks are going to come out of the East, and you said the Celtics have a chance against the Nets. Those are two of the most unrealistic takes in the history of this podcast.
The Celtics have a fighting chance. Any team has a fighting
They
chance.
do not have. They do not have a fighting chance. Go back and watch the games. Let's see how
Okay. It's game 3. It's 3, I believe, right?
Game 3, yeah.
Honestly, the Celtics. I hate the Celtics more than anybody in the world. But if Jason Tatum goes off and Kimbo goes off, ooh.
Yeah, I'm really worried about Kemba Walker going off against KD, Kyrie, and Harden. I'm so scared.
Oh, Adam, you should talk. You can't even score 2 points in the NBA game. Be quiet.
Yeah, I might get lucky and make a 3.
Adam, I will block you. You can't even score on me. What thinks you can? How you can score an NBA player?
I think I've scored on you before.
Never scored on me. Only person that would be 1-on-1. I got a question for the Get Your Game On podcast family. Who think will win a 1-on-1 between me or Adam, me versus Chris, or me versus Alex in 1-on-1? I think I'll beat Adam 11-0. Chris, I'll beat you 11-7. Alex, I beat you all the time, so you know.
I would give you the win. I would give you the win over Alex, definitely.
Chris, I'll beat Chris 11-7. Alex, I'll beat you 11-5. Adam, I'll beat you 11-2. I'll beat David 11-0, and I'll probably me and Marcellus will have a close game. He'll beat me by, but he hasn't played in a month, so I'll probably beat him 12-10, 11-10.
We'll have to find out. We're gonna have to schedule a basketball tournament sometime.
That would be epic.
We need to schedule a basketball tournament sometime. So we're now gonna move on to we are making a little change here to Mike's hot take. We are doing a hot take segment, but this time Chris is gonna be one giving the hot takes. This is gonna be his last episode for a while. We wanted to give him the floor for a bit, and little plot twist. Whether or not we approve the hot take, it will count towards Michael's record.
No.
I love this plot twist.
No,
I just want to start off.
So
I
Chris,
think
take it away.
I think it'll be a unanimous disapproval.
Alex, stop
I'm
recording.
just putting that out there.
Stop recording for a sec.
Don't stop recording.
Stop recording before I beat the crap out of
I just want to start by this is my hot take. I just want to give John Moran a shout out for scoring 47 points last night. That was unreal.
Oh man.
Tough loss, but I mean it's just a fun series for the Grizzlies no matter what happens. But yeah, let's get into my hot take now. I think all 3 of you are going to give it a thumbs down. But my hot take is the Milwaukee Bucks will win the East. And I'll go into a little bit of detail about why. I think
I get screwed.
Yeah.
Adam, that's bullshit. You know it, Adam. That it doesn't count.
We'll talk. We'll just wait and see what happens in a couple.
Let
months
Chris
or so.
go, Michael.
But
let Chris go.
I think the Nets are going to have serious problems defending Giannis, which we kind of that's not a mystery. They're not going to be able to defend him very well, but it won't matter in a lot of ways. But I just think Drew Holiday is such a massive upgrade over Eric Bledsoe. He is a great third option offensively. He's an elite defender who will harass whichever Nets guard they throw him at. That they have the pieces to defend, not defend well, but match up well with Brooklyn in that series. And I just think the Bucks are locked in and they're playing some good basketball. And I think they got a chance to do. I think they're going to win the East.
Okay, so I have a question to ask you, Chris.
Go for
you
it.
say you think the Nets are going to have trouble defending us, which I can understand that. But my question to you is, how are the Bucks going to be able to guard the Nets?
So
that's his thing. Like you can say like Drew Holiday could guard one of the Nets guards. Like the other guard's still gonna be free to dominate, whichever one. So whichever one, like Drew Holiday can't guard both. And I'm not convinced right now that Giannis can give Kevin Durant. I'm not convinced about
No,
that.
I'm not convinced about that either. That's where a little bit of doubt comes in. I'm not convinced he can either. But I think the Nets do have a couple other guys that they can throw at the other guard. I would assume Drew Holiday would guard Harden. I don't know if you remember from any regular season matchups how those went, but it probably doesn't matter either way. I would guess Holiday guards Harden. And then they'll just throw the rest of the guys at Kyrie. DiVincenzo, those not a great defender. Pat Connaughton would be a solid when he's coming in off the bench would be a solid defensive option. They got Middleton still. He's not awful, but what the Nets can do, they got Brook Lopez is a really good interior defender as well.
Trust as a Nets fan, I know.
So that's going to allow Giannis to do some different things on KD, and I'm interested to see what they do with Lopez defensively though, because he's such a good defender. But how can they use his defensive talents effectively? Is something that could be, because like obviously inside he'll be good, but like it's that I mean they have some good defensive pieces, and it's going to be a heck of a series. But you also got PJ Tucker still off the bench. Bobby Portis a solid interior guy. Like they have a lot of different guys they can throw at.
I hear what you're saying. You say they throw us guys Kyrie. There's one more problem. You're forgetting about someone named Joe Harris. Leave him open. I'll just make every single open three.
He's a problem. I'm not going to deny that. If he comes out firing like then he like 4 or 5 threes quickly.
I will say though, I agree with your point about Brook Lopez.
With that.
I agree with your point about Brook Lopez because as a Nets fan, I remember all those years like when Brook Lopez played for us, and I know how good he is and can be. So that would definitely be like a scary matchup, especially with the Nets at the. When you have Blake Griffin as your starting center, who is a great player, but I do not feel comfortable with him starting at the 5. So I definitely think the Nets are going to need Nicholas Class to step up in that series. They're going to need some DeAndre. I think DeAndre Jordan will play some minutes in that series. I definitely think they're going to need him. So it would definitely be a tough series. So Chris, you have any other final points you wanted to add?
The point you made about Joe Harris is like if Joe Harris comes down and hits a few threes quick off the bat, that just changes the game. And in a 7-game series, he will do that once or twice probably. I feel like he's that good of a player, and that's a problem as well. So it's going to be a challenge because so much focus is going to be on those 3 guys, which it has to be. But Joe Harris is an elite shooter, and he'll win them a game, coming up big. I think 10 shots.
All right, so that's it for Chris's hot take. Chris, I thought you did a great job. You made some excellent points. Take you over from Mike. I really think you did a great job. Now it's time for us to approve or deny. The biased part of me wants to deny it because I am a Nets fan, but what do I do here? You know what? Alex, you go first. Approve it or deny it.
Let me go first. Hold up. I'm going first.
All right, you go first. You go first, Michael.
This is my hot take. Yeah. Well, we made it a Chris's hot take.
All right.
Am I going to be petty and be an asshole? No. I get Chris, you my dog, man. Even though you bullshit me, even though you were biased for the Jalen Suggs shot. So, Chris, you get 2 balls. Congratulations. Your balls finally dropped. Good promo, bitch.
So you vote no. All right, so Michael votes no.
I vote yes. I vote yes.
Oh, okay, so you approve it.
Don't cheat me out. Approve, dickhead.
All right, so Michael votes approve. Alex, go ahead.
Don't be a dick.
I approve.
And there it is.
Let's
I'll
go.
both decline. Right?
What?
But it doesn't matter. Chris, your hot take has been approved. Michael, your record improves to 19 and 3. 19 out of 22 of your hot takes have been approved.
Let's go.
So that turned out to be what? That turned out to be
I'm
as much of a
17
disaster you
22.
thought it'd be. Hey, Michael.
I'm gonna beat you up. I'm not playing with you, Adam. Put my foot up in your ass. Then I'm gonna go to Philly and whoop his ass. I'm gonna beat the crap out of both of you. Y'all think I ain't playing? I'm for real.
Michael, Chris, before you come to church, you mind coming to New Jersey and provide some extra protection against Michael?
I'll be there.
Just provide enough protection. Hold him up until I can file a restraining order.
Or for me.
Chris, if you get protection on him, Chris, you may be seeing the Lord himself personally.
I don't think we need to be worried about Mike though.
All right.
He's all talk.
Yeah.
Alex,
talk,
like this
no,
little boy, know
all
who I
bark,
am.
no bite.
Adam, you know it better than anybody. I'm all bark and on bite. You know that.
Yeah, he has a nasty bite though. He just won't use it. He won't use it on me. He won't use it on me. He loves me too much. And he knows better.
I know better. Adam, I love you, piece of shit.
I love you too, Michael. Let's move on. We gotta move on. All right, so we're gonna talk some baseball right now. The Yankees have the injury bug has just completely and just bit the Yankees in the butt once again. So first we hear the news that Corey Kluber has gone down. He's gonna be out for he's not gonna be able to throw a baseball for 4 weeks, and it's gonna take another 4 weeks after that to for him to ramp up. So he's gonna be out for at least 8 weeks. So that's all that they were saying for. You consider how well he was pitching, and like he was arguably their second best pitcher, behind there was second best pitcher behind Garrett Cole. So that's gonna be a big blow. Luke Voigt has an oblique strain. He's gonna be out for at least a month, maybe even more than that. He's gonna be out for a while. And Aaron Hicks, we just learned, is gonna have surgery and he's gonna be out for the season. So we all were wondering, the Yankees have been bitten by the injury bug the past couple of years, and it's biting them in the butt again, and it's obviously very frustrating as a Yankees fan, for the injury bug to keep on biting you in the butt. But I will say though, I will say this, I don't think it's the end of the world yet, because here's the thing, losing Aaron Hicks for the year is definitely gonna be a big blow. It's definitely a big blow, but when you consider how little he was doing offensively, and how bad of a season he was having, I don't think that's gonna be as big of a blow as people think. And Corey Kluber, we all, as much as losing him for 2 months is gonna suck, we all knew that. Expect him to pitch pitch more than 20 starts this year. After he only pitched one last year, and all the health issues he's had, I think that was unrealistic. So we all knew he was gonna miss some time. So I'm just happy that he's just missing time now. So hopefully, so with the rotation, I just think they can see the tread water. We just heard they called up David Garcia, so he's gonna be a big part of the rotation, and then you have guys obviously have Garrett Ojires. Then you have guys like Herman, Jordan Montgomery, David Garcia, James Taillon. All those guys can just keep the ship afloat. Then when you then come up August, you add Luis Severino back, who if he's healthy is one of the better pitchers in the American League. You add Corey Kluber, who has been lights out this year. If he can if both those guys can affirm form, you have Garrett Cole, Luis Severino, and Corey Kluber in the rotation. I think that's gonna be a scary rotation, like come October. So I just think the Yankees right now just need to these injuries, like obviously they suck, but I don't think it's anything that's gonna derail their season.
Yeah, you talked about it a lot. I think they'll manage. Obviously, some of these injuries are going to be tough to go deal with, but I mean, they're playing better baseball now, so they'll find a way to keep rolling. I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Chris. Michael, you're another Yankees fan here. You want to comment on this?
Honestly, they had an 8-game winning streak, which is pretty good for them.
Yeah, and then I believe they lost the other day, and then they just split the double header against the Blue Jays. So they lost 2 out of 3 to the Blue Jays, which they were gonna lose the series eventually. So they weren't gonna keep on this kind of hot streak forever. So it's still a tight it's still a very tight race in the AL East. So they can't get too laxative. So they need to start winning. They need to keep on winning games. They go on because one more cold stretch could potentially knock them out of the playoff race. Because it's not like last year where there's there's so many playoff seeds. They need to keep on playing great baseball. Because even though we all expect the Yankees to make the playoffs, there's still an outside chance they could ultimately fall out things. I don't think it's gonna happen. I just think they're too talented of a team to do so. But man, I just think they're too talented of a team to do so. I just think and the lineup has it's still struggling, but you're starting to see signs of life. Aaron Judge has obviously been unreal. You're going to get Joe Call stand back in the coming days. Gleyber Torres has turned things around. He kind of had a bad series against the Blue Jays, but so you definitely want to see him bounce back against the Tigers starting that series. So you want to definitely see him bounce back, but he's starting to get going. And Duar has had a good stretch. He's been hitting the ball well. But the rest of the guys, they just need to start hitting. I mean, Gio Urshela's been playing well, but the Knicks just need guys to start hitting. And I've said this before. I said this before with how poorly some of the Yankees players have underperformed. Brett Garner is vastly underperformed. Clint Frazier is vastly underperformed. With all with how badly their outfielders is underperformed, I definitely think it's in their cards for the Yankees to make a trade at the deadline for an outfielder. I definitely think that's something that Brian Cashman is exploring and has in the works.
I would definitely agree with that. They'll definitely be in a spot to go get a guy.
Yeah, I mean,
time comes.
I said before in the offseason, I thought they should have signed Michael Brantley. I really thought that he would have been a guy. I mean, he's a lefty bat. He hits for average. He has some pop. He would have been the perfect guy to insert into left field at Yankees. To insert into left field. He would be a perfect guy. I mean, you could argue maybe if the Houston Astros follow the race that maybe the Yankees could work out a trade, but I still think that's an unlikely scenario. I mean, there's some names out there. I mean, I've heard rumors about Joey Gallo, but I just don't think that would be a great fit. I think Joey Gallo is just another one of those guys that strikes out too much. And the Yankees have way too many guys like that in their lineup. Great players, don't get me wrong. Joe Gallo's a great player, but you can't it's too many strikeouts are a bad thing. I just think I just think in this analytics age of baseball, people think striking out is no big deal. If you strike out if your entire team is striking out at that high of a clip, it's not a good thing. I'm sorry. It's not something that you could just gloss over. I wouldn't be in favor of trading for Gallo. I mean, Jock Peterson, you could say the same thing to a lesser extent. I mean, he doesn't strike out that much, but still, I mean, Jackie Bradley Jr. I think could be a good target. So that's another name it could be in the cards. I'm gonna sometime in the coming days, I'm just gonna go through a bunch of players I would like to see the Yankees trade for a future episode. But
a lot will change in the next month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah. So Michael, you wanted to comment on anything that we're talking about here?
Honestly, the Yankees will do well, but however, Adam, I'm predicting me and you in fall baseball, baby, in November. Me and you will probably be at the parade drinking a couple beers, celebrating 20
I hope
years.
that happens, Michael.
Because Adam,
I hope that happens for one reason, one Eastern rolling, and that is to make Alex Reich suffer.
Me and you are going to be drinking our butts off.
Yeah.
And we're going to be calling out. Alex is going to be coming with us, and we're going to rub it in his face.
Alex, you're going to come to the parade with us?
I feel like he's not going to join me.
I'll wear my Aaron Noda t-shirt.
And then you get beat up, and then me and Adam have to save you. I'll be like, Adam, have you seen this guy before? Would you say that, Adam?
I wouldn't say that.
I never seen this guy. I'll be like, fellow Yankee fans, I never seen this dude a day in my life. I'll be like, sorry, Alex, you're going to get your ass kicked. I'll be like,
I don't think an Aaron Nola jersey would be enough to get him beat up, though. Unless the Yankees would face the Phillies in the world. Unless the Yankees beat the Phillies in the World Series.
Unless you wore a Red Sox jersey, then he'll be screwed.
Yeah.
Alex, do not wear a Red Sox jersey in New York.
That would get him beat up. I think we all can agree that would get him.
Me and Adam will walk in a different direction, right, Adam?
Yeah. No. Here's one thing though. What if he comes wearing an Altuve jersey?
He's getting murdered. Alex will die.
Not only would we not protect you, Alex, we'd help in beating you up.
Exactly. I'll be like, Alex, I'm going to let you get beat up. I'm sorry, buddy. Wearing an Altuve jersey in New York, it's like wearing a LeBron James jersey in 2010 to Cleveland. You will die. It's like wearing a LeBron James jersey, Miami jersey.
All right, before we move on, I mean, Alex, we gave you a chance to talk Phillies last episode, so Chris, we're gonna give you the opportunity here since this is your last episode for a while. What's going on with the Royals? I'm gonna put you on the spot here. What's happening? You guys were leading Essential, now you're 5 games back.
Well, this was always expected. They just got off to a hot start. The roster is just not that great. They have some decent pieces offensively and some solid young pitchers. So, I mean, they got to the good start. The offense really overachieved to start the year, but a couple guys, Andrew Benintendi and Carlos Santana, a couple of the veterans we got this offseason have actually been really good for us. But outside of those two, there's not been much. Whit Merrifield's been really bad recently, and he's our go-to guy. Salvador Perez has been really solid for us, though, as well. Alberto Mondesi, he just returned from injury, so we'll see how he gets acclimated, see if he can make much of an impact. But a lot of guys have really fallen off. Jorge Soler has been awful. He's batting 171, it looks like. I think that's accurate. 171 in almost 2 months of baseball, so that's terrible. And it's just been bad. The pitching has been so up and down because we had a couple when we were winning games. The bullpen was just dominant, and the starting pitching's just been so up and down. We knew we didn't have the arms yet to really compete, and with Danny Duffy out, that the rotation's just bad. Feel bad for Duffy because he was absolutely dominant. He was arguably the best pitcher in the AL until he got hurt. He had been absolutely locked in for the Royals. But we'll just got to keep developing some of these young guys and see how the rest of the season goes. Expectations are different now. I don't know, maybe try to stay close to 500 the rest of the way is kind of the mindset now. But just keep playing baseball, try to get healthy, and maybe put yourself in a spot to be semi-competitive down the stretch.
I definitely agree. I just think this is a series where even though it was nice for them to get off to a hot start, we knew like this was not gonna be the rules here.
Definitely. But
Definitely.
I also did not expect an 11-game losing streak to come back
Yeah,
on us. I thought it'd be more of a
that's
gradual decline.
That's still, that whether it's expected or not, that's still like never fun
That's
for your
brutal.
team.
Yeah. But this is 2 games below 500 right now. This is what we expected. With a crazy path to get here, but we're about where we expected to be.
Yeah, definitely. So it's time right now. We're gonna close out the show with our bets of the episode. So to recap last episode, episode 21. I got a dub. I had the Islanders over the Penguins in Game 5. Islanders beat the Penguins in Game 5. They also beat them in Game 6. They're going to be advancing to the second round to face the Boston Bruins. So I won my bet. I had 12 points to my total. Alex, once again, took an L. He had a Trailblazers over Nuggets on my line, and Damian Lillard over. The Nuggets beat the Trailblazers, so that immediately ruined his same game parlay bet. Which it was a bet I really liked, Alex. So, unfortunately, it did not go through for you. I feel bad. So you take an L. Chris, you once again took an L. I believe you had like the Heat over the Bucks on the money line. Bucks beat the Heat, so you do the math. You took an L there. David, like his 10-game winning streak, his 10-bet winning streak is over. He had the Phillies over the Marlins. The Marlins beat the Phillies, so David's bet winning streak comes to an end.
Let's go.
Hallelujah.
All right. Marcellus won his bet. He had the White Sox over the Cardinals. He won his bet. And Michael had the Knicks over the Hawks, and Julius Randle over 20. The Knicks beat the Hawks, but Michael, Julius Randle only scored 15, so that wrecked your same game parlay. So you take it now. And what does all this mean, my friends? It means we have a new ringleader among our bets. Yours truly, Adam Grassani, is now in first place.
Oh, you suck.
11-10 record, 113.22 points. Adam Grassani is in the lead. In second place right now, following the second place, is David, 15-6 record, 106.6 points. Michael, you fall to third place, 12-9 record, 113.71 points. Chris, you're in fourth place, 10-11 record, 96.58 points. Marcellus is in fifth place, 13-8 record, 73.28 points. And Alex, my friend, you are still running up the rear, 9-12 record, 53.75 points. I feel bad for you, Alex. I really do.
We don't.
I'll tell you this right now. The comeback starts this week.
Just stop talking. Really?
All right. So, as the reigning champion, first of all, do we have Marcellus's bet?
I have it.
All right. So, we also have we have David's bet right here. David's taking the Athletics over the Angels on money line, so that's David's bet. So I just want to throw it out there. Michael, you got Marcellus's bet?
Brooklyn over Celtics. Adam, you're gonna appreciate that bet.
On spread or money line?
He just said I'm gonna go with the money line.
All right, so we'll just make it easy. So those are two bets, and so as the defending champion, I'm gonna go first. I'm looking back to baseball here. I haven't made a baseball bet in a while. At least I don't think I have. Well, actually, I made a baseball episode a couple episodes ago, so scratch that. But I haven't made a Yankees bet in a while. I haven't bet on a Yankees game in a while, so I think I'm going to break that trend. The Yankees are playing the Tigers tomorrow with Garrett Cole on the mound. So I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna take the Yankees over the Tigers on my line, and I'm gonna take the under 7.5 runs in the game, and I'm gonna combine both those in the bet. So with Garrett Cole on the mound, that means it's gonna be a low scoring game for the Tigers. I forget who's pitching for the Tigers, but with how the Yankees bats have been struggling to get going, I don't see them putting up a ton of runs. So I think it's going to be a low-scoring game that the Yankees will eventually pull out. So I've got Yankees over Tigers on my line and under 7.5 runs. That's my bet.
Adam, it's Casey Mize.
Okay, Casey Mize, yeah. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good, I believe. I don't think he's faced the Yankees before, though. I don't think he's faced the Yankees.
Oh,
so we'll see what he does. So, Alex, you're up next.
Okay. I am going to do the Houston Astros money line.
That did not just come out of your mouth.
Try again.
What did he say?
He's taking the Astros. He's betting on the Astros.
Can we just ban him from the show for an episode?
Dude, that makes me just want to bet the opposite. I don't even know who they're playing, if you're being honest.
Oh, man.
Can we fire him?
Alex, how could you sink so low?
Alex, shame on you, Alex.
He's fallen so low. As Morales got so low, he's decided to join the dark side. I can't believe it.
Alex, you kiss your mother with that mouth? Shame.
All right.
Alex, do you even love your mom after taking that bet? Jesus.
All right.
Shame.
All right, so we're going to do a little thing here. Michael, you're going to go, then Chris is going to do his bet.
Oh, heck no. I'm going. Me and Chris will go at the same time. No.
No.
How are we going to go at the same time?
You're not going to go at the same time. Michael, just go.
I don't know my bet yet. I really don't know.
You really don't know your bet?
Yeah, I really don't.
All right, Chris, this is going to be the last bet you make while recording, so make it count, my friend.
All right. So, a big part of me wants to go against Alex, taking that.
Do it.
Because that just can't be tolerated. But I gotta go with my squad. The Memphis Grizzlies will upset the Jazz in Game 3 to take a 2-1 lead in the series.
All right, on the money line, right?
On the money line.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Chris Kern's very last bet for his 2-month hiatus on the show.
I believe he's still making his best to your group chat, though. Will you?
Occasionally.
All right,
I'll try to.
How about this? If you don't make your bet, I'll fill in for you.
Okay.
I'll fill in for you. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so. All right, so Michael, you're last up. Go ahead.
You know what, Adam? I was thinking about doing a baseball bet. I was thinking about doing a basketball bet. I was thinking about doing a baseball bet. But, it's time to play the game. You know what? We tied the series up last night at the Garden. Do I think we could do it again in Atlanta? Where designers said, I got bros in Atlanta, credit cards and the scammers. You know what? To quote designer, you got Panda. I like that song. Go New York, go. And my hat, ladies and gentlemen, what does my hat say? If y'all know me, what kind of hat I'm wearing?
Atlanta Hawks hat.
Wrong, motherfucker. New York Knicks are going to win Game 3. Now, can you dig that?
At least they didn't do another stupid same game parlay.
I'm not gonna do a second game parlay.
Don't give
That
him
broke
any
my heart.
ideas.
All right.
That broke my heart the last time. It
All
broke
right.
my
At
heart.
least they didn't do that stupid same game parlay. I'll take it.
Hey, should I do it? No, I ain't.
The best segment is over. The best segment is over. I ended the segment before you could make your bet. Before you could do that parlay bet. I ended the bet segment, Michael. Too late.
I'm gonna add on a parlay. Damian Lillard scoring 25 or more. That's my side bet.
Can't do it.
Too late, Michael. Your bet's already been locked in.
Hey, Chris.
All right. So before we end the show, Chris, we're gonna give you the floor here. Go ahead.
I mean, it's been a lot of fun doing this podcast, and I'll miss you guys over the summer, and I'll definitely look forward to being back on at some point talking sports. It's been a lot of fun doing this past couple months, and I'll be back.
Yeah, we definitely look. It's been a blast. It's been a blast having you on this podcast these past couple months. I mean, we've had a lot of good times, a lot of memorable times, a lot of times roasting our good friend Michael over here over some of his ridiculous takes. I mean, I'll never forget that one time where we both simultaneously roasted his take about whose shot was it again?
Chris Jenkins.
About Chris Jenkins' shot. I will never ever forget that.
He just chucked it up. He just chucked it up. Adam, if you chuck up a three,
we can debate about that right now. We still have a couple minutes left. We can debate about that right now for a couple minutes.
Let's do it.
He did not just chuck up the shot. Go back and watch the tape.
He just shot it.
He did not chuck it up.
He just shot it.
That's an elite basketball play that every team probably have in their playbook, but it would always be a late game play.
Yeah. So, but
where's he at now?
The Memphis Grizzlies have won games on that.
Where's he at now? Nowhere.
A lot of good shooters don't make the NBA. You're a bucket getter, and you're not in the NBA.
Oh!
Hey, Chris, I'm still better than you. I'll take it to the bank, baby.
That was a compliment.
What?
That was a compliment.
It was a backhanded compliment. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Chris is just petty because I beat him in every bet we did. So, to our viewers, he's hating right now.
All right, but yeah,
yo, Chris,
it's been so much fun trying to getting to know you.
Same, Chris. You've been hilarious.
Yo, Chris. We just met like a couple months ago, and we've already formed like some great chemistry on the podcast.
Definitely.
On and off this podcast.
Hopefully, one day we can meet away from this podcast. I would definitely like. Yeah.
Yo, I gotta say something about my man Chris. Yo, Chris, when I met you, man, I thought like, yo, you know how like God puts you on this planet to meet people.
Definitely, I believe that.
Like, I believe that God puts you on the planet to meet someone that you're gonna have a great friendship with for the rest of your life. And I thank Alex for this because God, same way with Adam, same way with David. I met Adam, we had this lifetime friendship. Same thing with Alex, same thing with David. Chris, when I met you, it was like just meeting like a new person, man. Everyone knows that. I'm gonna say this on camera. Chris is the most selfless person I ever met in my life. He helped me out when I was struggling. He's a great person. Chris, we're gonna miss you on the show. Thanks for bailing me out and helping me when I need you the most. As a friend. We appreciate you on this podcast.
He will be back, though, guys. Just to be clear, he will be back. We'll make it seem like he's not going to be back, but we do expect him to be back.
I'm just saying.
I'll be back.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
I'm hoping the first week in July I can get on for an episode, but I'll have to be moving out of my apartment then, so we'll just have to wait and see.
So
he will be back.
We'll just have to wait and see. Alex, any final things you want to say, Chris?
Just want to say thanks for all your contributing, and I look forward to having you back on.
Appreciate it, Alex. Definitely appreciate you reaching out to me to be a guest on this, and it's worked out.
Yeah, that's like Chris was originally just supposed to be a guest, eventually just being a full-time member.
No,
So,
I think I had the idea. It was my idea to put him as a host because we love his energy.
Yeah,
So
Great vibe.
definitely
to
genius
answer
idea.
hold up, Adam.
Something's just happened for a reason.
Let me tell you, viewers, you think we're going to replace Chris? We're not. Hell, we'll just have Chris's name in the call with ours. Hell, I'll put my name with Chris's name. Chris will not.
So just so you know, we're not moving his name. Like he's still going to be a member of the podcast. I mean, until he doesn't want to be a member anymore, and he's still. And we do expect him to be back, like sometime sooner, sometime like coming forward. So
it may break our hearts.
So just so you guys know, it's a goodbye to Chris. It's just a see you later. So that's all we really have to say.
All right.
All we have to say. So Chris, we thank you for all the episodes you contributed, and we expect and we look forward to have you on for in future episodes.
Definitely appreciate you guys.
All right, so that's it. This has been episode 22 of the Gay Gamer Podcast with yours truly, Adam Grassani, Michael Cunningham, Alex Reich, and the man of the hour, Chris Kern. If you like what you heard, leave a like and follow or subscribe to the podcast. Also, if you want to join the conversation, drop a comment or review, and we may feature it in a future episode. Remember, my friends, those two juice is just fantasy. If you can imagine a world, believe in it, and dive in. See you next time, and until then, stay lit.